Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Alrighty, got a new computer. It's got Windows 10 on it, and so I'm having a hard time getting it figured out. And I'm going to be taking it with me to China. And I haven't figured out how to edit videos. But I think I figured out how to put the videos up on YouTube. So I won't be able to edit them. Then that really concerns me. When I edit videos, all I do is I put the NoStressMike thing up on there and a little bit about me for the people that are new to my channel. But also, I watch the video, and if it doesn't seem to be clear, when I make a statement, if it's not clear, that's when I put the text on there to try to clarify what it was I was saying. Because in my mind, it all makes sense, but once I see it being played back in video, I can see where the meaning comes out. It could come out different. So that's why I do that. I'm going to try, like I say, I'm not sure if I heard that YouTube is filtered in China. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put videos up. But if I can, I will. I want to share my my experience. This is a big deal for me, and like I say, it is going to change my life. I don't know about other people putting other people in my videos. I'm just going to have to I'm trying to get over it. I don't like people taking my picture and spreading my picture out, so I try not to do it with others. But anyway, I am going to try to put up some videos. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my plans, what I'm planning on doing. And I'll tell you, I'm always evaluating myself and evaluating the stuff I see around me and stuff like that. And seldom do things turn out the way I want them to turn out. Now, but that doesn't mean I'm not happy with what turns out. Like I say, if I can live through something, I'm usually better off. And so I try things. And I hope to get certain things out of it, but I don't always do it. But anyway, let me try to tell you what I got planned. Okay, I am familiar with the Chinese culture in the United States. Like I say, I'm half Chinese. I've been around my family, so a lot of stuff I know. I've owned Chinese restaurants, so I know something about the food. So that kind of stuff isn't going to be so bad. But even when I go to the go to Guatemala or Central America, every time I cross a border, it normally takes me a day or two to get used to the new culture. Even you're in Mexico, if you ever drove to Mexico, you know, once you cross that line, things change. It changes the same thing when you cross over to Guatemala. You might think, well, you got used to Mexico, well, then Guatemala. No, it's another thing. And I've talked about El Salvador, Honduras, Belize. I've talked about these places. When I go into these places, things are a little different, and it takes me a day or two to get used to it. In China, this is a big thing. I mentioned I went to Cuba, and that was my first communist country, and it was, I had problems, culture change. It was big time. And so that's what I'm kind of expecting. Even though China is communist, they've been leaning more and more towards capitalism. They're trying to put communism and capitalism together. So, they promote business. They want people to make money. What I heard is when the communists first took over, they took everything. Communism, the government owns everything. Through the years, they learned and if people own property, then they can collect money from taxes. So they started giving back, and this is in the 80s. I think it was in the 80s. They started giving back property to people that they took it away from. And they want people to own property so they can pay taxes, so they can develop it, they can improve their lives. They've learned the more the Chinese people improve their lives, the government improves. And so what I'm doing is the number one thing that I'm going to do. That's not my number one goal. My goal is, like I said, I'm going to get a wife. But the number one thing I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do right when I get there, is start educating the people that I get around that I am in natural healing. They do Chinese medicine, natural healing. So I'm thinking I should be able to fit in pretty good with the bunch. And so my first priority is start meeting people that are into natural healing. I want to learn more about natural healing. I do the Hui Chi. I talk about the Hui Chi. The good thing about Hui Chi, I can evaluate the body. The body tells me all kinds of things. The problem is I don't have the answer to fix all the things that I find with the body. And I say, but it's pretty close to 100% accurate when I'm checking the body. And what I'm checking is I find the cause, not the symptoms. I don't ask people because people know the symptoms. But I can tell you what the cause is, but I can't always come up with the right answers to fix the cause. There's basic things. I've talked about the basic things about being healthy, but I hope I can start learning more about how I can do the next step, help people get better on the cause. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that probably, and I'm going to be coming into a city called Chongqing. It's a big city. I heard it's the like Debay or something like that. They used to. They developed that city. From, they made a big deal about it. Okay, that now Chongqing is the number one city in the world that's being developed, and so there's a lot going on there. That's where I'm flying in, and I've got an apartment that I'm going to be able to stay in, so I have a place that I can call home while I'm there. And then from there, like I say, I'll be there for probably about 2 weeks. That'll give me about 2 weeks time to get to know some people, start learning more about the culture, and start making some connections. Then I want to go out of the city. I'm a country boy, and this is a big city. It's a little bit smaller than Mexico City. Mexico City is, I think, the most populated city in the world, I think, but it's a little bit smaller than that. But it's like New York in the way of population, between New York and Mexico City. So it's a big city. So I got to get myself used to the idea of being in China. I got to learn how to take taxis. I got to learn how to take trains, buses. A lot of things I need to learn, the basics on getting around. Because I'm going to be there 3 to 9 months. Okay, so I got to learn the basics on how to get around. I got to get a phone. I got to learn to communicate. There's so much stuff that I'm going to have to be learning a lot. Got to learn how to eat, what to eat. So I'll be staying close to my apartment for the first couple of weeks, just to get used to the change. And then hopefully I'm going to find some ladies, go one at a time, and they will go with me, not only around town, but from one town to another town, to villages and stuff like that. I want to leave the city. And they will be with me to translate. Now, the thing is, remember, they all don't speak English. So they're going to translate, but we're going to be using a lot of body language, draw pictures and stuff like that. The idea is this is how we are going to get to know each other. And so find out if, if we're comfortable and we have fun with each other. We learn to trust, bond, make a relationship, like three-man militias. Make a relationship. And if it turns out good, well, then we're going to travel around China, look at the sightseeing stuff. But I say so. But the first thing is, and I want to start business with the Hoi Chi. I want to start making money. I make money when I travel. So the first business I want to do is in Chongqing to do the Hoi Chi. That's the first business. The other thing is, like here in Oklahoma, I'm in the ranching business. I want to see what the ranches are like in China and see maybe I can meet some people and kind of get in position. Maybe I might get in the cattle business in China. Gardening, I told you I've been working on the garden here out and back, so I'm learning gardening, and so food production is a big thing for me. Countries and people get along when and they're happy when they're healthy and they have food. So what I want to do is, just like I do here in the United States, I try to get people healthy and food. So I want to try to do the same thing in China. I don't know if I can or how I'm going to do it. No idea how I'm going to do it. But it's one of the things I want to try to get done. And the woman that's with me, that's going to be traveling with me and help me learn all this stuff and explain things to me, I'm going to be depending on her. And the reason is, when we're here in the States, she'll be depending on me. To me, that's what makes a great relationship, when we need each other. And when you have a need for one another, that's when relationships really blossom. And that's my goal, and that's what I'm going to start doing when I get to China. And I say I'll be leaving. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get this video up, but I'm going to get it up before I leave. And I'll be leaving in less than a week. So I'm just now starting to get nervous. And like I say, I still don't have the computer stuff figured out. And so I don't know. But it's going to be an exciting time. And but I say, so my videos are going to be a little bit different. I'm sorry if you're going to misunderstand stuff. Feel free to do comments. If I can, I answer comments. I told you I always try to answer my comments if it's a question. So, but anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and I'm going to trim my beard before I go too.